Ignition sequence start. 6.
We've got a big anniversary coming up. 50 years since we landed on the moon. And I remember I'm giving my age away here now, but I was 11 years old. I was sitting in my living room on a black and white television watching the actual landing, right? And people here had been thinking about this before, when I was a little kid back in Mississippi. Why the University of Arizona? How are we so involved in that first landing on the surface of the moon?
Well, it starts with Gerard Kuiper, as in the Kuiper Belt and things like that. He was an astronomer. He came to the University of Arizona, was interested in using the Kitt Peak telescopes that were being built, in building his own telescopes in the Catalinas. And to their everlasting credit, the university was interested, and he established his little group here doing this niche stuff. And then 6 months later, President Kennedy announced the national goal was to go to the moon in a decade. Well, if you're going to go to the moon, you got to know where you're going. Who are you going to ask? It's Gerard Kuiper and the University of Arizona. The University of Arizona was willing to take a chance on this brand new field,
right,
that wasn't really fitting in the traditional disciplines. And the University of Arizona has done that time and time again with planetary science, with the tree ring lab. There are a lot of examples where the University of Arizona saw something that could be done well that nobody else was doing and was willing to break boundaries to do that.
It didn't take NASA long to figure out we need to go to Tucson and talk to this group that's out there, because they're the ones, they're the GPS that can find us the ideal place to land on the moon.
That was the first stop, right? Because as soon as you ask, where can we get a map of the moon? The answer was Tucson. And one of the fascinating things to me is that over the era of spacecraft exploration, all these things that were sights in a telescope, some of them just dots, some like Jupiter were visible, they've gone from being points of light to places we've been. And that's what a lot of LPL has been turning astronomical objects into places.
I used to tell my residents, come on, this is just heart surgery, it's not rocket science, What you do is really rocket science and space science, and the ability to be able to translate that into language that I and the general public can understand, I think it's a tremendous gift to this community.
I'm mostly just curious about what it is that we're going to learn, and this is a good place to be curious because we have the best people with the best tools, with the best ideas.